In a quiet, small town, twin brothers Marcus and Malcolm Blackwell are trying to rebuild their lives, running a modest garage after leaving the elite ranks of military special forces. Their bond is unshakable, their skills unmatched, but they've chosen peace over war. Life seems stable until they cross paths with a notorious gang known as the Iron Fangs, whose hatred runs deep and violent. The twins become targets of the gang's wrath, starting with subtle harassment, slurs muttered under breaths, their business vandalized under the cover of night. One fateful evening at a local diner, tensions boil over. The gang, led by the ruthless Roy Cutler, attempts to publicly humiliate them, expecting submission. Instead, Marcus and Malcolm stand their ground without throwing a single punch, their restraint only fueling the gang's hatred. Little does anyone know, the twins have spent years honing skills that few could match. While they strive to live quietly, their patience has limits, and the Iron Fangs are about to find out just how dangerous the brothers can be when pushed too far. If you're ready for a story of resilience, action, and justice, hit that subscribe button and follow for more. You won't want to miss how this unfolds. The Iron Fangs make their first move under the cover of night, ambushing Marcus and Malcolm on a desolate road. Armed with bats and chains, the gang expects an easy victory. But the brothers, seasoned by years of combat, react with precision and restraint. Within moments, several gang members are disarmed and incapacitated, leaving the others to flee in shock. The message seems clear: Marcus and Malcolm are not ordinary men. But the gang, wounded in pride, only grows more dangerous. Days later, the twins' garage is engulfed in flames, their livelihood reduced to ash. The town watches in silence, too afraid to intervene, as the Iron Fangs tighten their grip. The brothers, however, are not broken. As they sift through the charred remains of their garage, a new determination burns within them. They begin to gather intel, shadowing the gang's movements and uncovering plans far worse than they imagined. The Iron Fangs are preparing for a coordinated attack on the town, aiming to spread fear and claim dominance. Using their military expertise, Marcus and Malcolm craft a plan of their own. Surveillance, recon, and precision tactics become their tools once more. The quiet mechanics are gone, replaced by elite commandos ready to strike. The Iron Fangs think they're predators, but they have no idea they've just become the prey. Under the cover of darkness, Marcus and Malcolm put their plan into action. The Iron Fangs compound is heavily guarded, a sprawling network of abandoned warehouses fortified with makeshift defenses. The gang, emboldened by their recent attacks, is overconfident, celebrating their dominance over the town. They have no idea that their reign of terror is about to come crashing down. The twins begin by isolating the compound. Using their military training, they cut off the gang's communications and block key escape routes. A power outage plunges the area into darkness, sowing confusion among the gang members. One by one, sentries are taken out silently, leaving the group disoriented and vulnerable. Inside the compound, panic begins to spread. Roy Cutler, the gang's leader, tries to rally his men, but his bravado starts to crack as his orders go unanswered and his men report strange, unexplainable disappearances. Marcus and Malcolm strike with calculated precision, using smoke grenades, traps, and diversionary tactics to create chaos. The gang's numbers work against them as they turn on each other, unable to distinguish the source of the attacks. As the battle escalates, the twins shift to more direct confrontation. Malcolm's combat skills are unmatched. He moves through the compound like a force of nature, dismantling groups of armed gang members with brutal efficiency. Meanwhile, Marcus uses his strategic mind to control the battlefield, ensuring they stay one step ahead at all times. The final confrontation takes place in the heart of the compound, where Roy Cutler has barricaded himself with his most loyal men. Believing he can intimidate the twins, Roy taunts them over a loudspeaker, spewing hatred and threats. But Marcus and Malcolm are unshaken. They breach the barricade, facing Roy and his men in a fierce, close-quarters fight. Roy, a coward beneath his bluster, tries to flee when the tide turns against him. Malcolm corners him, disarming him with a swift, calculated move, while Marcus ensures the remaining gang members are neutralized. The confrontation ends with Roy brought to his knees, exposed as weak and powerless in front of his followers. As dawn breaks, the compound is silent. The Iron Fangs are defeated, their leader humiliated, and their stronghold dismantled. Marcus and Malcolm gather evidence of the gang's crimes, including records of their larger network and plans for future attacks. They deliver it to the authorities, ensuring the gang's leaders will face justice beyond the confines of their town. The town, once gripped by fear, begins to breathe again. Word spreads about what the twins have done, and while some remain cautious, many step forward to thank them. Marcus and Malcolm return to what remains of their garage, exhausted but resolute. Their quiet life may never be the same, but they've reclaimed their power and shown that hatred will not go unchallenged. Standing amidst the ruins, they reflect on their journey. Their bond, forged in battle and tempered by resilience, remains unbroken. They know this isn't the end. There will always be new challenges, new enemies, and new battles to fight. But they're ready, together, for whatever comes next. The sun rises over the small town, casting light on what had once been a shadow of fear. The Iron Fangs are no more. Their compound lies abandoned, their influence shattered, and their leader, Roy Cutler, sits behind bars awaiting trial. The evidence Marcus and Malcolm provided ensured not just his downfall, but that of a broader network of hate groups tied to the gang. Justice, though long overdue, has finally come to the town. For the twins, the battle was both a victory and a reminder of who they are. They stand in front of what remains of their garage, surveying the damage. The fire may have consumed their business, but it hasn't touched their spirit. Together, they begin the slow, deliberate process of rebuilding, not just their garage, but their lives in the community they've chosen to call home. As the days pass, people who once avoided them out of fear or prejudice now approach them with gratitude. A few brave townsfolk offer to help rebuild the garage, bringing lumber, tools, and supplies. Slowly, the walls start to rise again, not just of the garage, but of trust and understanding. The twins, once seen as outsiders, are now symbols of courage and resilience. Marcus reflects quietly as he works, his mind replaying the events of the past weeks. "We didn't just fight for ourselves," he says to Malcolm. "We fought for something bigger, for everyone who's ever been told they don't belong." Malcolm nods, his usual boldness softened by a rare moment of introspection. "And we showed them. Hate doesn't win, not while we're around." The camera pans across the town, now bustling with life. Children play in the park without fear, shops reopen, and the community feels a renewed sense of safety. The scars of the past remain, but they serve as a reminder of the strength that lies in standing up to oppression. The final scene shows Marcus and Malcolm standing side by side, their rebuilt garage gleaming behind them. A hand-painted sign above the door reads, "Blackwell Brothers Garage, Stronger Together." They look out at the horizon, their resolve clear. They know that their story doesn't end here. The world is full of challenges, and while they've won this battle, they'll always be ready for the next one. If you've been inspired by this journey of resilience, justice, and brotherhood, hit that subscribe button and follow us for more powerful stories. Together, we'll continue to shine a light on the battles worth fighting and the victories worth celebrating. Stay tuned, and thank you for being part of this journey.